Alright guys, so this is kind of like a, what do you call this? Like an update, I guess. I'm going to be doing some changes to the Audi. I think the last video I did is when I think it's when I did the relocation, not the relocation, but I put that oil catch can, and I did the change to where I put that metal plate inside of the manifold so that I would have slightly longer runners, because I did the flap delete, and I haven't made it an update. This is so dirty. Okay, never mind all the sand. I live in Florida and I need to clean my engine bay. Anyways, I did that upgrade, and it actually has been running beautifully. Haven't had the issue with the check engine coming on after I did that metal plate, so I'm guessing there's enough airspeed in there to cause it not to have the issue at low end that I was having before, that it would trip that check engine every once in a while. Power is there. I mean, I haven't put it on the dyno, so there's no way for me to tell whether it's less, more, same, whatever, as it would be with the flaps. I was obviously think that with the flaps it's going to be more efficient, having the long tubes for the low end and then opening up those bigger ones for top end. But my crazy brain tells me that having the pipes with it, the way that I made them, it's got more power on the mid range, which is what I use it for, which is what most people use it for, unless you're just racing all the time every day. So I'm really happy with the way the car has been working. This right here, so you can see, is it's getting some kind of coloration from the gases that come from the oil separation tank, but there is no oil coming up that part, so none of it is getting sucked into the engine anymore, so that's not clogging up the valves. That's not to say that there's not going to be carbon buildup on the valves, because there's blow by from the valves actually pushing the exhaust back, and all kinds of craziness with this direct injection engines. So you're still going to have to do carbon cleaning, I'm sure. I've already put about 10,000 miles on it, so I'm not even worried about the carbon cleaning yet. Once I hit like 30,000, I'll go ahead and do an update video on that, because I'll open it up and see what it looks like compared to what it was when I did the cleaning at the beginning of these videos. That cash can had some people ask me where it was, so let me see. So obviously I put two PCB valves, one in here, and then that line is this one right here. See how it connects there? And I run that line down to the catch can, and the same thing over here. I have a PCB that I put in there. That's the PCB right there. It's connected, and then that line goes through the back right here, and that's right next to that one, and those go down, and then this is the one that comes up. Like I said on my other videos, I could have made it with that black line, but I wanted to see if there was anything coming back up this line here, like all the oil and stuff. So I left it at this one. It looks really like ghetto rigged and looks like all Home Depot is like sponsoring my videos, but it works. I just wanted to be able to see if the oil was coming up. I may change it eventually, because now I know that the oil isn't coming up, so I may do like a black line now, and so it doesn't look so crazy and sticking out like that. The can is down here. See if I can come on down up here. So let me see, where is it? Ah, there it is. Okay, so you can see that's the one that goes back to the engine. These are the two that come from the engine, from the valve covers. So that's that, and then this is where I drain it from. So it's been working great. As you can see, there's no oil in there. It looks yellow, but that's just from the heat and the actually gases that come from it. But it's been working really well for me, and haven't had any issues with it at all. So I'm gonna keep that in there. Like I said, you just drain it through there. It works out pretty good. The other thing that I wanted to show, this is gonna be like the new change. I had installed on this car an X pipe, which is pipes right here, that's a 2.5 inch X pipe, and I had that done when I just got the car, so like immediately. and it's, I mean, like, you really can't tell the difference in sound or performance from it. It doesn't, you know, the way that it is, and not having any upgrades on the car, you really can't tell the difference. But I figure I put it on because everybody kept, you know, swearing by the fact that it would sound like so amazing. It's okay. Pretty ghetto, you know, way that they did this, but it works. Obviously that's not performance oriented. I just wanted to put an X pipe, and then, you know, I removed the 2 front resonators, kept the 2 back ones, and then have the mufflers, the original ones, in the back. So everybody knows, you know, that this system is really, really bad. You can see here where the actual tubes is like crimped so that it can get around all the parts on the underside of the car, and that obviously creates restriction for the airflow, and we don't want that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna build my own exhaust. A lot of people are like, well, just get the Miltech. Well, the problem is that's only a 2.5 inch, and there's really not that big of an improvement when it comes to performance out of it. It sounds great, I mean, at least the ones that I've heard, but there's no real improvement in performance, and I kind of want to see if I can make something better. So this is what I'm gonna go with. Decided to go to a 3-inch X pipe, 3-inch resonator, 3-inch resonator, and then to finish it off, I'm gonna go with a 2 3/4 inch pipe all the way back. Now, why the difference in diameter? For one, if you try to find 2 3/4 inch resonators, they're really expensive. I guess it's because not a whole lot of people make them, but the 3 inch is a lot cheaper. And I figured, because this is the section where the gases are going to be hotter, there's going to be more of them, more volume, so giving them a bigger diameter pipe, at least in this area, is going to allow for that air to flow better. And then instead of just having the 2 3/4 from here on down, it also keeps it at a slow enough speed that I can make use of the resonators actually quieting it down. Now, because obviously we don't want slow speed, going down to the 2 3/4 all the way to the back is gonna start creating that gas, you know, speed up. You know, so, and because it's gonna be such a long pipe, it'll give it a lot more speed coming out. So larger volume here, less volume here because it's colder. So it should be a pretty even, not even, close speed as far as the gas is moving through this whole pipe, as opposed to having the full 2 3/4 all the way, which is going to create more resistance in this area because there's more volume because the air is hotter, and then less resistance in the back. So I'm thinking this should work pretty good. Why not go with a 3-inch all the way? Because most people that have done the exhaust systems on this vehicle have noticed that a 3-inch is just too much, and you don't really get that performance that you get out of the 2 3/4. So I'm sticking to a 2 3/4 pipe in the back to be able to maintain that better power, you know, power band out of it. That way I'll get you know, better low end torque and top end power. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Obviously I had to get me a TIG welder. I've never TIG welded, so I'm gonna learn how to TIG weld, and I'm gonna do this myself. I figured I wanted to make it in stainless steel, so I needed a TIG welder, and I figured might as well, because all of this is going to cost me, this and the TIG welder would cost me what a good exhaust system would cost for this car. So I'll pretend like this is a good exhaust system, and I end up with a TIG welder as well for the same price. Also, doing it this way is giving me another option. If I find out that it's too loud, even with those 2 resonators on each side, so it's going to be 4. If I find out that it's too loud and there's too much drone or whatever inside the car, then I still have the option to cut off a piece here and put a muffler in there, or just even another resonator in there to kind of bring that sound level down. So I'm leaving that option open instead of just putting one of these here and one here. figure I'll do those two, and then if necessary I could put another one out there, and that should make for a good sounding exhaust system and give me some performance. Now, another reason why I wanted the TIG welder was I wanted to be able to build some headers for this car, because you really can't get them, aftermarket, and they're really expensive. If you try to get some equal length headers or even just headers, it's just ridiculous the amount of money that they want for them. And I understand it. I mean, they're handmade. It's not like a large volume of people are buying those, so I understand why they're so expensive. But because this is a budget bill for me in a way, I figured I can just build them myself. It's gonna be a pain in the ass, of course, and I'm only gonna do that once I get good enough with the TIG welder. And also I'm gonna have to take the whole front end, and actually I might take the engine out too, because I need to fit everything. So when I do that, it's more than likely gonna be once I have to do the carbon cleaning, because I have plans of actually doing some polishing and porting of the heads. So when I get to that point, then I'm gonna have the engine out anyways, so I might as well try and see if I can get the headers done and see where that goes. Then I could take it to the dyno and see what kind of damage I've done to a perfectly good engine, and see how much Audi owners hate me for it. And yeah, should be alright though. So hopefully that turns out okay. I'll make some videos of it once it's done and see how it sounds. But obviously, this being recorded on a phone, it's gonna sound like ass, but hopefully it sounds good from this side. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys.